A very good afternoon to one and all. And in today's class, I am going to explain about the conversion from Moore machine to Mealy machine. And what it means is, I am taking an input in the form of an Moore machine. Now I am converting it into an Mealy machine. And let's start with an example. And with the example, I will explain this, and it will be clear to you all. Let's see. And what the question is here is convert the following Moore machine into its equivalent Mealy machine. What it means is the input is in the form of an Moore machine. You need to convert it into its equivalent Mealy machine. And we already know the designing of the Moore machine and the designing of the Mealy machine individually, right? What it means is by seeing the machine, we can recognize that which type of machine it is. See, here we're having a machine. By seeing this machine, what we can recognize that this machine is an Moore machine. How we recognize that it is a Moore machine means, see, the output alphabet was represented with an state. That means just by an separator like an slash, the output alphabet was represented with at the place of these states. So then we can say that it is an Moore machine, right? So, and we're having in transitions with the input alphabets with A and B and the two states like in Q0 and Q1, and Q0 is having its own output 0 and Q1 is having its own output 1, right? And clearly it shows that it is a Moore machine. Now we need to know how to convert it into its equivalent Mealy machine. And here we're having some step-by-step procedure for converting this. Just by following the procedure, we can convert the equivalent Mealy machine for the given Moore machine. And now starting the solution of this given question. And first from the diagram from the machine, you need to draw the transition table like this. This is a transition table for the Moore machine. This is a transition table for the Moore machine. That means everything from the diagram just we represent a table like this. Q0 with A goes to Q0, Q0 with B goes to Q1, and the output of Q0 is 0. See, here we're having a 0 as an output alphabet for the Q0, right? So that's why we represent an output 0 for the Q0. And Q1 with A is Q0, and Q1 with B is Q1, and the output alphabet for the Q1 is 1. So this is the way of representing a transition table for the machine. And now what the steps that we need to follow here for converting its equivalent Mealy machine is, you need to do the calculation of the extended output function. Lambda is an output function, lambda dash is an extended output function. Lambda dash is an extended output function. What it means is you need to construct an extended output function for each and every state along with input alphabet A, B, like that. That means Q0 with A, Q0 with B, Q1 with A, and Q1 with B. You need to construct the extended output functions for for the state along with its input. So now I'm constructing a lambda dash of Q0 with A. And for constructing the extended transition function, extended output function, I'm having a formula for that. First, I need to simplify that. I need to simplify the extended output function just by using two functions with two functions. What those two functions with output function and as well as a transition function. That means the extended transition function, the extended output function is simplified into an output function along with its transition function. What it means is, first you need to do an transition for this Q0 with A, then you get an output in the form of the state, and you need to check it out what the lambda of that state is. Then finally you need to write the output of that lambda, output of that state. Then this output is for the lambda dash, that is an extended output function for the state with its input. Right, is it clear now? Now see the lambda dash of Q0 with A, and from the formula of the extended output function, it is simplified as follows: lambda of del of Q0 with A. Actually, the del of Q0 with A goes to Q0. So here we simplified this transition mapping function of Q0 with A, and the output of this is Q0. So we are writing Q0 like this. And what the lambda of Q0 is? Lambda is nothing but an output of Q0 is 0. So it is an 0. So now the extended output function of Q0 with A is Q0 and the output is 0. Then you get, I think so. And same as for the B. same as for the b, q naught with b. Lambda dash of q naught with b, lambda of del of q naught with b. And what the del of q naught with b is q1, right? Q1. And what the output of this q1 is 1. So this is 1. And now we completed the output function for the q naught with a and b. Now we need to do for q1. Same procedure we need to follow for q1 also. If you are having more than q naught and q1, those for the other states also you need to follow the same procedure, just by calculating the extended output function with the formula of simplifying with the output function along with its transition function in this way, right? So now the lambda dash of q1 with a is, and lambda of del of q1 with a, del of q1 with a means the q1 with a goes to q naught. Now what the lambda of q naught is, it is an 0. That means the output of q naught is 0. And same as you need to do for the b also, q1 with b. So it is lambda of del of q1 with b. That means q1 with b goes to the state of q1. And what the lambda of q1 is 1. So with this we completed the two states for doing an extended output function for the states like in q naught and q1. And we are not having more than q naught and q1. Only we are having q naught and q1 states from the given machine. So with this, the extended output function simplification, that means the calculation is completed. Now coming to the representation of the Mealy machine. Now we get the equivalent Mealy machine table, and finally we are drawing the transition table for the Mealy machine like this. And q naught and q1, these are the two states, and the inputs we are having here are a and b are the inputs, and as well as the output is 0 and 1. So q naught with a goes to q naught, and the output of the q naught is 0. Q naught with b goes to q1, and the output of q1 is 1. And where we get this means from the calculation, just we are representing the table like this. See here, and q naught with a, q naught with a is q naught, and the output is 0. Q naught with b is q1, and the output is 1. Q1 with a is q naught, and the output is 0. Q1 with b is q1, and the output is 1. Just whatever the calculation that we did here by using an extended output mapping function, just we represent in the form of a table like this. And this is an Mealy machine, equivalent Mealy machine. How we can say that it is an equivalent Mealy machine means, and for the current state with the current input, we are having its output symbol also. That means current state with the current input alphabet is having its own output alphabet, right? That means, for example, when we are checking as for the finite machines, how the process of checking the acceptance of the states means, state with an input goes to an state, but here the current state with an current input goes to the next state along with its output alphabet. And then this can be called it as an Mealy machine. See, initially our question, our input is in the form of an Mealy machine, where the output alphabets are associated with an states just by separating with an slash, right? But while coming to here, this is an representation, Mealy machine representation. See, where we're having the output alphabets, those are associated with an input alphabet. That means a slash 0, b slash 1. So then we can say that it is an Mealy machine. Is it clear? And this is the process of converting from Moore to Mealy. That means if the given input is an Moore machine, then this is the process that we need to follow for converting it into its equivalent Mealy machine. What we did here means, just from the machine we draw the transition table, and from the transition table what we did is just we calculate the extended output function. If you know how to check it out, the transition function as well as the output function, then it is very easy for you for calculating the extended output function for each state along with its input alphabet. Then finally, drawing its equivalent transition table, what the output that we need here is, it is an Mealy machine transition table, and from the table its equivalent machine, right? And this is the step by step procedure for converting the given Moore machine into its Mealy machine, right? Is it clear to you all? Any doubts to anyone in this concept? Please, anyone of you respond to my question. If you respond, then I can easily understand whether to go for the next concept or not. Still, any one of you are having any doubts means you can ask, please. And this is the concept of converting from Moore to Mealy machine. In the last class, I explained you the individual machines, definition of an Moore, definition of an Mealy, and how to represent an Moore and Mealy machines, as well as an table representations for the Moore and Mealy machines. What it means is designing, representing an table, and recognizing the machines, how to recognize the machines, and knowing about the definition, the formal definition, or we can say that it is an mathematical definition just by describing with an six tuples. I explained you in the last class, and in this class I'm making you to understand about the conversion from Moore to Mealy. Just initially you need to recognize that what the input it is, and after recognizing that the input belongs to this machine, then you can easily convert just by following the procedure into its equivalent machine, right? Okay, then see the next problem. It is example number 2. And here, what the question is to convert the given Moore machine into its equivalent Mealy machine. And same, just by seeing the machine itself, we need to recognize that. We can recognize that whether the machine is an Moore or Mealy. See, from the machine, which machine it is? It is an Moore machine. How we can say that it is an Moore machine? And the output alphabets are represented at the states. That means the output alphabets are associated with an states, and that means in one circle we represent an state along with its output alphabet. So we can say that it is an Moore machine. State it itself, it is having an output, then it is an Moore machine. Now same, follow the procedure. Now draw the transition table for this. This is a transition table for the given machine, right? And after drawing the transition table, and here we're having three states, right? You need to calculate the extended output function for the three states with the two inputs. That means lambda dash of q naught with a, lambda dash of q naught with b, lambda dash of q1 with a, and lambda dash of q1 with b, lambda dash of q2 with a, and lambda dash of q2 with b. And after constructing or after calculating the extended output functions for these states with the input alphabets, finally you are getting a transition table like this. This is a transition table for the Mealy machine, and the states and its output, that means the current states with an current input symbol gives an next state along with its output alphabet, right? And this is the way of representing a transition table. State with an input gives an state along with its output alphabet and its equivalent Mealy machine, and this is the way of representing its equivalent Mealy machine. See, initially from the given question, the output alphabets are at states, right? But here those are represented at input alphabets. That means just by with an separator slash, we are representing an input along its output. So q naught with b goes to q naught and the output is 0. Q naught with a goes to q1 and the output is 0. That means the current state and its current with then current input gives an next state along with its output alphabet. This is the equivalent Mealy machine, right? I think you all understand the concept of converting from Moore to Mealy, and now I am explaining you the conversion from Mealy to Moore. We are having vice versa conversions for this concept, and but while coming to the finite automatas like an NFA and DFA, we are not having the vice versa, because only if the input is in the form of an NFA, then we can convert it into an DFA, or else if the input is in the form of an epsilon NFA, then we can convert it into NFA to DFA. But if the input is in DFA, means no need to convert it into an NFA, because we are not doing an uh, we are not taking an 2 q and we are not converting into an 2 power q. Only we are taking an 2 power q and we are converting into an q, right? So vice versa conversion is not applicable for the finite automatas like NFA and DFA. Only for the machines like an Murray and Mealy machine we are having an vice versa conversion. And now Mealy machine to its equivalent Murray machine. The next concept is, now if the input is in Mealy, up to now we see if the input is in an Murray means we convert it into its equivalent Mealy. Now if the input is Mealy, then see how to convert it into its equivalent Murray. Mealy means the output alphabets are associated with an input alphabets. See here, the output alphabets are associated with an input alphabets. Then it can say that it is a Mealy machine. Murray means the output alphabets are associated with the states. That means at the place of the states, if we are having an output alphabet means, then we can say that it is a Murray machine. That's a simple difference between the Murray and the Mealy. Nothing logic is there. Everything is very simple. First, initially, you need to recognize that which machine it is. Then, after recognizing that which machine it is, then you need to check it out to how to convert it into its equivalent machines, right? And that means if you know the process, if you know the procedure of conversion from step by step process, then it is very easy for you to convert the given Murray machine or given Mealy machine into its equivalent Mealy or Murray, right? And up to now I explained you the conversion of Murray to Mealy. I think it is very easy for you. Nothing logic is there. Just with the calculation of the extended output function, we did the conversion from Murray to Mealy. And here also, in the concept of Mealy to Murray, it is very easy to you all, because nothing logic is there, nothing to do also, nothing to do the calculation of the extended output functions also. Just from the table of the machine, we are having some procedure. Just by following that procedure in the sense, nothing calculation is there, just to check it out, just to check it out the state and its output alphabet. And by checking out, we need to decide, we need to describe what to do. And after that, finally we're drawing a table, and just we're saying that it is an equivalent Murray machine table. Let's see how the conversion takes place from the Mealy to Murray, not Murray to Mealy. Murray to Mealy is completed. It is Mealy machine to Murray machine. Mealy machine, the machine, in the machine we are writing the outputs, or we are representing the output symbols with an inputs, then it is a Mealy machine. We're writing the output symbols with the states, then it is a Murray machine. Just clear it out, right? See, from this is a question. This example number 1. Make a note of this example number 1. This is an example number 1, and what the question is here, we convert the following Mealy machine into its equivalent Murray machine, right? And for this example, I'm converting its equivalent Murray machine. And from the machine, just I am representing a table like this. This is a table representation, and the transition table, and it is a transition table for the Mealy machine. And here, how many states we're having? We're having 4 states: Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. 4 states. And for the 4 states, it is a table representation like this. And inputs are A and B, and the outputs are zeros and ones. Input alphabets are A and B, and the output alphabets are zeros and ones. And this is the representation. And from this table, what we need to check it out is, we need to concentrate more on this part. We need to concentrate more on the next state part, not on present state, on next state. And here my states start with, my set of states start with an Q1, right? So I need to check it out, the Q1 states and its output alphabet. And here I'm having an Q1, and here I'm having an Q1. and what the output of this Q1 is 1 at, at the input A and at the input B, I need to check it out, right? And the output of Q1 is 1 and the output of Q1 is 1. What it means is here, for the state Q1, there is only one incident edge with output 1. That means we don't need to split it out this state because it gives the similar output. It gives at the input A for the Q1, it gives an output 1. At the input B for the Q1, it gives an output 1. So no need to splitting out this. Split, when to split out means if you get a different output alphabets, then there is a need to split. But here we get a similar output alphabet, so no need to split it, right? So for the state Q2, and same as you need to check it for the other states like Q2, Q3, and Q4, and at the input alphabets A and B, and here I'm having Q2 and the output is 1, and here also I'm having Q2 and the output is 0. That means here I'm having in two different outputs. That means I get an two incident edges with output 0 and 1 for the state Q2. So here I need to split it out. And how to split the states means, and for the state Q2 we get two different outputs, right? So it can be written as Q2 0 and Q2 1. Q2 0 is for the output 0 and Q2 1 is for the output 1, right? And same as you need to check it for the next state like in Q3, and here at the input alphabet Q3 the output is 0 and here it is 1. So here also we get an different outputs. So different outputs means here for the state Q3, there is two incident edges with the outputs zeros and ones. So we need to split it out this state into two states like in Q3 0 for the state for the output 0 and Q3 1 for the output 1. So Q3 is also completed. Now checking for the Q4 state. And for Q4 here we're having in Q4 1 and here we're having Q4 1. So no need to split it out because we get only an one incident edge with an output 1, right? With an output 1. So this is the way of checking out, right? And you need to describe like this. Describe like this for each and every state. You need to describe like this. You need to write down the points like this. Then after that, what you need to do is you need to draw its equivalent Murray machine table. You need to draw its equivalent Murray machine table. And how to draw its equivalent Murray machine table means, see here, present state, next state, and the output. Only we are giving a single output lambda because now we need to convert it into its Murray machine, right? Not an Mealy. So states is having its own output. So for that, present state, next state, and the output, then the inputs are 0 and 1. Sorry, A and B are the inputs, and the outputs are zeros and ones, right? So from the table of the Mealy machine, directly you are writing the Q1 state. Directly you are taking the Q1, its output state along with its output alphabets. So Q1, and at A, its output state is Q1, and at B, its output state is Q2, right? But actually Q2 is split it out into two states, Q2 0 and Q2 1, right? And for that, here we need to take Q2 0 because the output of the Q2 is 0. So we need to take an Q2 0. But here it was not there. Actually, it is an Q2 0. And the output is, and the output for the Q1 is having a similar output with 1. So just we are writing 1, right? And Q2 is split it into two states, Q2 0 and Q2 1, right? And what the output states for the Q2, Q4 and Q4, right? But here we're having two Q4s. So we need to take it as an Q4 1 and Q4 1. Why to take the Q4 1, Q4 1 means, sorry, only Q4 and Q4 it is enough because Q4 is not splitted state, right? Directly we're taking the Q4 and Q4 and the output it is an 0 because Q2 0, the output is 0. And for Q2 1, you can write the same states or you can put it as a null. Nothing will be happen. You can write the same states like in Q4 and Q4, or else you can put it as a 5 like this, and the output it is 1. Why it become 1 means, for the output 1 we divide the Q2 into Q2 1, right? So that's why for Q2 1 it is output 1, for Q2 0 it is output 0. Is it clear? Same as Q3 state is also splitted into Q3 0 and Q3 1. So what the output states of the Q3 is Q2 and Q3. So actually the two states Q2 and Q3 are splitted. So in the place of this Q2, you can write Q21 like this. In the place of this Q3, you can write Q31. Why we written Q31 means the output of the Q3 is 1. So we're taking it as an Q31. The output of the Q2 is 1. So we're taking it as an Q21. So finally, the output of the Q30 is 0 because it is a default thing. For the output 0, you split the Q3 as and Q30. For the output 1, you split the Q3 as and Q31. So wherever you are having Q30, you need to put an output 0. And you wherever you're having Q31, you need to put an output 1, final output, right? So same as for the Q20, you need to put 0. Q21, you need to put 1 like that. So the same states, output states for the Q31 also same as what the states that were written for the Q30. Same, we need to copy these states. And why we didn't write the same states here means the Q4 is not a splitted state, right? So that's why we didn't take the Q4 state as it is for the Q21. Q4 as it is for the Q21. So just we put it as an file like this. If the states are the splitted states means again you need to write it for the Q21 also, right? And now for the Q4 and Q3, and here for the Q3, Q4 is not a splitted state, but Q3 is a splitted state, and Q3 you need to write Q30. But here it is just like in Q3, but you can write Q3 or you can write Q30, nothing will be happen. But actually, as my suggestion is, you need to write the splitted state of the Q3, and that is Q30 here. And Q1, Q1. It is in Q4 here, Q4, or Q4 is not a splitted state, as well as Q1 is also not a splitted state. So here we're having a mistake of writing the state. It is in Q1 state. So, and Q4 is having a similar output with 1. So the output is 1. Right? Is it clear? This is the way of representing a table from the Mealy machine table. That means we convert its equivalent Mealy machine now. Right? And after representing the table, finally this is an Murray machine transition table or transition diagram. Murray machine means the output alphabets should be associated with an states, right? So this is the way of representing the Murray machine. From the table directly we represent the machine like this. Nothing logic is there. Is it clear to you all? A very simple conversion, Mealy to Murray conversion. Nothing logic is there. Only the thing that we need to do is nothing calculations are also there. Here no calculations, no formulas are used, nothing is there. Just from the table of the Mealy, what we did here is just we describe the output state along with its output alphabet. Then after checking that, if you get a different outputs for the same state means you need to split into two states. If you get a similar output means just you need to take the same state as it is, right? And after that, for the splitting states, you need to draw the transition table and you need to name it as an Mealy machine. Now it is an Mealy machine and it is an Murray machine, the equivalent Murray machine transition table, and finally it is an transition diagram for the equivalent Murray machine. Right? Is it clear? If you have any doubts, you can please ask. These are the two most important concepts: the conversions from Murray to Mealy and Mealy to Murray. And in this class, I explain you those two concepts with the examples. If you have any doubts, you can ask, please. Actually, here I'm having a question, but what's your roll number? 500 na. And here the Gunasai Teja, please log in with your register number. Okay, again I will explain the table. Once please listen, but you please relog in with your correct register number. See, from this table, after checking out each and every state along with its output alphabet, we described here, right? From these, Q1 is having an same output, Q2 is having different outputs, Q3 is having different outputs, Q4 is having same output. So we are not changing anything for Q1 and Q4. We are only changing the states for the Q2 and Q3 as Q2 0 for output 0, Q2 1 for output 1, Q3 0 for output 0, and Q3 1 for output 1, right? And now, after describing this, you need to draw the table. The table is an Murray machine table. The first, you need to take the Q1 state, and as it is from the Mealy machine, and you need to copy the same output states for the present states from the Mealy machine, right? So, what I did here is just I copied Q1. Q1 output states as it is, and I need to give an output alphabet for the Q1. Actually, here I defined the Q1 is having a similar output alphabet with an 1. So just I gave 1, right? And now Q2. Q2 state is splitted into two states, Q2 0 and Q2 1, right? And the same output states we need to copy, Q4 and Q4. Nothing difference is there because Q4 is a single state. It does not split it, right? And the output of this Q2 0 is, how we can decide that the output means, and after Q2 what the uh, digit we are having 0, so that becomes an output. And for the Q2 1, same thing you need to copy it here. Same outputs for the Q2 you need to copy it here. But why we didn't copy it and why we put the 5 means Q4 is not in splitted state, right? So that's why we didn't copy it here. Just we put in 5 like this. If you copy it also, nothing will be happen, right? If you write Q4 and Q4 also, nothing will be happen. Or if you put Q5 and 5 also, nothing will be happen. When we need to put 5 means, if the output for the Q2 is and state which does not splitted, that means the state which does not get splitted, that's if we are having that state means you can put 5. If it is the splitted states means you need to write down the splitted states, right? So 5 and 5, or you can take Q4 and Q4, nothing will be happen. And how we can decide the output for this Q2 one is, and after Q2 what we're having 1, so you need to write 1 here. Same the thing that you need to follow for the Q3 also. Q3 is splitted into two states, Q3 0, Q3 1. So the outputs for the Q3 is Q2 and Q3. So both the Q2 and Q3 are splitted, right? So how we can choose that whether to write Q2 0 or Q2 1 means, and totally we need to depend on the output of this Q2. So it is Q2 1. And here the output of Q3 is 1. So it is Q3 1. So both are splitted, right? Splitted states, right? So that's why we copied the same for the Q3 1 also. And here the output for the Q3 0 is after 3 what you are having 0. So that becomes output. And after 3 what we are having 1, and that becomes an output. And for the Q4, here the Q3 is an splitted state and Q1, and here actually we write in Q4 but it is in Q1. Q3 is an splitted state. So you can write it as in Q3 0 because the output for the Q3 here is Q0. So combine these two and write Q3 0 here, right? And Q1 is Q1, and the output for the Q4 is actually from this, the output is similar in the both input alphabets. The output for the Q4 is 1 and 1, so we can give 1 here, right? Is it clear now? Any doubts to anyone? Is it clear? And with this concept, the unit 1 was complete for section 1 students. the complete syllabus for unit 1 was completed to you all, and for the both section 1 and section 2 students, unit 1 and unit 2 concepts are covered to you all, and no more concepts are left out. Everything I covered, everything I explained you. And please in view our YouTube channel. There we're having some class session videos. So if you have any doubts, you can please view those. And still, if you are having any doubts, means you can ask in the class sessions, right? And unit 1 and unit 2 syllabus was completed, and from tomorrow class onwards I am going to explain. I will starting off the third unit. If you are having any doubts in these two units, means you please ask in the next class, or else if you have the doubts now itself, means you can ask in this class itself. I will clear to you all. From the next class onwards, I am starting third unit. I'm going to start an third unit. And unit 1, I already shared to you the PPTs as well as the Word documents I shared to you all in our group. And in today's, after this class, today, I will share the second unit PPTs as well as the Word documents also. So please keep all the resources in the form of an PPT or Word or PDF, whatever it may be, whatever the things I am sharing you, please keep it in one folder and put it as an, give the name as in flat notes, and these the notes that was useful for you as an reference for your preparation. If you have any doubts, you can ask, please. In this class, I completed the two concepts of converting from Moore to Mealy and Mealy to Moore.